Right, so it's time for the West Highland Way, my second attempt at the West Highland Way. I attempted doing the West Highland Way about 2 years ago. Well, it was almost 2 years ago to the day, and I dramatically failed. It was quite embarrassing. There is a video on that. You can see it on my channel. I'll put a link at the end of this video and in the description below, so please do go and check out that. It's a lot of people find it quite amusing. It wasn't amusing to me at the time, but you know. Anyway, this time I am doing it with my girlfriend, so I'll have somebody to keep me company and someone who can drag me along if things go dramatically wrong. So I thought I'd just do a little gear loadout video, just showing you what I will be taking on the West Highland Way. So this is the Bonfus Aerus. This is a 55 litre backpack. I've not had this bag very long. I've taken it out on a few trips and I really like it. It's a lightweight ultra pack. It's got 200x fabric in the body and then 400x on the bottom. I've done a little first impressions video on this, so again I'll leave that in the link below. One of the nice things about its backpack is it's got this back panel system, so it can ventilate your back whilst hiking. So I mean, I don't know how useful that's going to be on the West Highland Way because the weather's looking a bit crap, shall we say. Right, okay, what I'll do, this is all the gear I'm taking. We'll go through each of them piece by piece. What I will do is I will leave the weight of each of these items on the screen, as I don't have them to hand because I'm not well enough prepared. But we've already mentioned the backpack. This is the Bonfus Aerus. Along with the backpack I'll be taking this. This is a Nylaflume pack liner, so anything that I want to keep dry will be going inside there. Just a couple of things on the Bonfus Aerus. I'm not having hip belt pockets. I've got this utility pocket which was made by Treadlight Gear. This is a DCF pocket, so I'll be putting any snacks and bits and bobs in there. And then I've got my Waymark bottle pouch. So my bottle will be going in there, and that bottle will be this. So this is what I'll be taking with me as my water bottle, and then I'll just be filling that up as we go. Obviously I'll have 2 1 litre bottles either side in the hip belt to accompany that. I'm not going to go through all the food and stuff that I'm taking. This is more kind of like showing you what my base weight is actually going to be. So next up we've got the sleeping bag. Now, as I'm going with my girlfriend, there are a couple of items that I wouldn't normally take if I was going solo, and this is one of them. This is the Cumulus Panyam 600. It's a really good sleeping bag, but I kind of converted to quilts, so I would normally take my Enlightened Equipment quilt, which is rated down to -6. This is also rated down to -6. The Enlightened Equipment quilt is lighter, it compacts smaller as well. But MS, you'll be taking the Rab Ascent 900, and this, for some reason, I bought with the zipper on the opposite side to what you would normally do it, and I don't know why. When I purchased it, it was a very strange choice. But essentially, what it does mean is that we can zip the sleeping bags together, which is good. Which leads me on to the next thing, which is the sleeping pad. Again, this is not something that I would take if I was going on my own. As you can see, it's rather chunky. This is the Big Agnes Rapide SL, and this is a double sleeping pad. Originally we were actually going to take 2 single sleeping pads. Emma actually bought the Nemo Tensor, and I was going to take my Nemo Tensor Extreme, but because of the tent we're taking, those 2 pads would struggle to fit side by side, and in fact they might not. So I decided to purchase this. This is one of the very few pads on the market which has a decent R value. The R value on it is 4.6, I think. I'll put that on the screen. And the weight of it's not bad for a double sleeping pad, and it's perfect for 2 sleeping on it. It's smaller than putting two wide singles together. So that's kind of a bit of a no-brainer, really. And that leads us on to our tent. So we decided to take the Bonfus Midas 2-person tent with the solid inner. Anybody who watches my channel knows that this is probably my favourite tent. We have tested this out in sub-zero conditions, the two of us with the sleeping pad, and for 2 people it's cosy. When you're doing a long distance hike, it's kind of a no-brainer because the weight of it, including the solid inner, is not a lot at all. It packs down relatively small, and yeah, it's quite easy to put up, and we're not going to be in the tent for a huge amount of time. We're going to be walking a lot of the time, so yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer really. So the Bonfus Aerus 2-person tent. To go along with that, I'll be taking this ground sheet. It's just a lightweight plastic ground sheet just to protect the base of the tent from the floor. The Bonfus Aerus does have a DCF floor, and we might be sleeping on some pretty questionable ground at times, possibly. So I've got that just in case I need to put that underneath the tent to protect it. This one is from 6 Moon Designs, and they're actually quite expensive, but you do get a couple of them. But I've had this for years, so it's it's a good investment, I think. To go along with the tent, I've got this adapter for the trekking poles, which I'll show you after this. So in the Bonfus Aerus, the pole does tend to go straight down the middle of the tent. That's how it's intended to be set up, which isn't ideal, especially when you've got 2 people in there. So I've got this adapter, which I got from Mountain Laurel Designs, and basically what it does is it allows you to put poles on either end here, so it gives you all the space on the interior. And I've used these quite a lot now. These are Eastern aluminium adapters, and yeah, quite lightweight, and they work really well. The trekking poles I'll be taking are these Lecky Makula anti-shocks. Now, I wouldn't normally take these on a long distance hike. Reason being is they're not the lightest because they've got this anti-shock mechanism in them, and if I'm doing a long distance hike, I'd much prefer the trekking poles that collapse down rather than it just being like this, because they're quite big. But for the tent, I need trekking poles that can go up to 145 centimetres, which these can. There's not a huge amount of trekking poles in the market that go up to 145 centimetres, especially ones that fold down. In fact, I don't know if there are any that fold down that go up that high. So that's the reason I'm taking these trekking poles along. Tent pegs. I've got this Treadlight Gear Ultra Fabric bag. I'm taking enough pegs to be able to guy out the whole of the Bonfus Aerus, because I don't know what the weather conditions are going to be like. We might end up in some questionable conditions, so I want to make sure that I've got enough pegs that I can guy out the whole of the tent, just in case. Chances are I probably won't need it, but better safe than sorry. The pegs that I'm taking 4 different kinds of pegs. I'm taking these to peg out each of the 4 corners. These are just lightweight carbon pegs. I've got 4 of those. I've got a few of these. I don't know how many. These DAC pegs. These actually came with my Stone Glacier skyscraper. And I'm taking 6 of the MSR groundhogs as well. And there's also in here somewhere, it's a couple of these shepherd hook stakes, which are good for just kind of pegging out the inner of the tent. So you kind of like put those into each side of the inner of the tent, and just kind of pulls it out a bit. So that's what they're good for. And then I've also got this. This is just a little bit of rope with a couple of carabiners on each end, and you attach those to each end of the trekking pole, so it runs underneath the tent, each handle of the trekking pole, and then you tighten it because you're going in like an A-frame. What you don't want is the trekking poles to slip and then the tent collapse on you. So this just stops that from happening. Right, next up, part of my sleeping kit, I'm taking the Trekology Aloft Plus inflatable pillow. Not much to say about this really. It packs down relatively small, and I find it really comfy to sleep on. Down jacket. So I'll be taking my full class, I think this is the MT500, I think. I'll correct that on the screen. This is a really popular down jacket. Value for money, it's really, really good. I've had this for years now and it's still going strong. I probably will need another one at some point, but yeah, it's really lightweight. It packs down really small. You can actually make it so it fits into a pocket inside, which I don't often do, to be fair. I am taking down pants and I'm also taking down booties as well. The reason for that is it's probably going to be approaching freezing some nights, so I just want to make sure I'm comfortable at night. I think Emma's also taking some as well. In fact, I know she's taking some. So I've got my nature hike down pants. They're really light and they don't take up a huge amount of room. And then the outdoors Sundick down booties. These were quite cheap. I'm probably going to need some more down boots at some point. This is starting to come out of it, and they're looking a bit tatty, but they still do the job. Food bag. I'm actually trying a new food bag. This was actually a bag given to me by Paul in the pack, who's actually out on the PCT at the moment. This is actually a Hilltop Packs bag, and it's very crinkly sound, which is why I think Paul didn't really enjoy using them. But I'm actually looking at replacing my normal food bag that I've been using for a few years with a DCF one, and I'm looking at one from Bonfus, but it's similar dimensions to this, so I just wanted to kind of get a feel for how I get on with it. It's lightweight, crinkling sounds a bit annoying, but hey ho. And then in terms of equipment for food, I have a few of these X-Up zip bags. These are BPA free bags, and these are reusable, and they're made of quite strong plastic, and the zipper at the top is actually quite strong and good, much better than like the normal ones you get from supermarkets. There will be food in these, so I'll be taking granola mixed with some milk powder. So yeah, these will be filled with food, but I'll probably take a couple of spares just in case I need them for some reason. They don't weigh anything, so it's worth doing. This is my rubbish bag. This is the Noakes bag. I've had to repair it because it has got a hole in it. But basically this is a heavy duty bag. It's the plastic's really thick. The seal on it is really good, so the snap seal at the top prevents any leakages, prevents smells coming out from the bag. And yeah, so all of my rubbish will be going in there and then emptied at the first possible opportunity. Water filter. So I'm going to be taking the Sawyer squeeze along. It's just wrapped up in this little DCF bag, and I will also be taking the CNOC Becto bag. I'm going to be trying not to filter water along the route. I'm going to try just to get bottled water from places, but just in case, I will be taking that along. I'll be taking two bowls, actually one's for Emma, one's for me. This is the Snapfold bowl by Fozzles. I've done a little mini review on this, but it's really good. Basically just snap the ends together like so, and then you've got a little bowl, which is really good. They don't weigh a lot and they go down nice and flat, and they can just slide into the food bag, or if not, they can slide down the back of the backpack. When they're flat as well, they're really easy to clean, much easier than cleaning a bowl. Right, I'll be taking a couple of lighters. These are just basic lighters. I've had these for a while, but one as a replacement in case one runs out, and then just one to use. It's always worth having a backup. Spoons, I'll be taking two. I'll be taking this Jetboil collapsible spoon. I tend to use this for like if I'm having a coffee in the morning and stirring the coffee. And then I'll be taking this Cedar Summit titanium spork, which is obviously going to be used for me for eating out of. A little pen knife. This is just a Swiss Army knife. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got scissors on it, and it's got toothpicks It's got tweezers on it, and it's got a little knife, and it doesn't weigh a lot, and yeah, can come in very handy. I will be taking some electrolyte hydration tablets with me as well to make sure that I stay hydrated, because I think it's one of the problems I have when I do long distance trails. I don't drink enough water and I don't stay hydrated, so that's what I will be doing. In terms of food, what I will probably be doing is eating a lot on the trail. I know there are lots of honesty boxes, there are places you can stop to eat. I will be taking some Huel. So I've purchased some Huel bars, snack bars, and I've also purchased a bag of Huel. I think I'll probably be divvying now into 3 pouches and taking that along, because there might be sections where we might not be able to get dinner, so at least I've got those, even if I don't use them. Right, cook kit. So this is all of the cook kit that I will be taking. It is contained in this little DCF bag that was given to me by Paul. So thank you, Paul. He gave me that for my birthday. Everything is kind of nestled within this Lixida pot. This is a 750ml pot. I've had this for quite a while now. Inside of that, you've got a cup and an X-Boil windshield, and then you've got a little Lixida cup, which I'll be using to drink coffee out of. That's a 350ml cup, and then inside that, in this other little bag, is my X-Boil puck. Yeah, I pretty much exclusively use the X-Boil these days, really. I really like using alcohol stoves. And what I'll be doing is, once I get to Scotland, I'll just be picking up some methylated spirits from somewhere and just carrying that along, rather than I much prefer that to carrying gas canisters. Just a personal preference, really. It's much lighter, and also the good thing about alcohol stoves, I find, is that there's less things that can go wrong. So because there's no moving parts, yeah, you are not going to get them breaking on you, so that's a positive. My electronics. So I've got this DCF bag, which is from Wild Sky Gear, and in here is housed all the electrical items that I'll be taking along, or potentially all of them that I'll be taking along, but there may be some others which I'll explain in a minute. Just empty this out. So I'll be taking 2 power banks. These are both from Nightcore. I've used this one loads. I haven't used this one a huge amount, but I've had it out in a few wild camps. I know Paul mentioned on his loadout video for the PCT that he didn't get one of these because he'd heard negative comments on, which I have also heard. Some people saying that you can get like a dodgy one, saying it's pot luck if you get a decent one or not. I seem to have got a decent one, so that's good. They're nice and light, and they're also nice and sturdy as well. I'll be taking the Nightcore NU25, and to go with that, I'll be using the Montbell light diffuser, because I won't be taking a separate lamp with me. And the nice thing about that is what you do is you just nestle this inside this diffuser. You cinch it up, and then you can hang that from your tent, and then it diffuses the light around the tent, and it works quite well. I'll be taking 3 cables, so I'll be taking a USB-C to a USB-C, a USB-C to a USB 3. Both of these are fast charging cables. And I'll also be taking this cable, which is for the watch, which I've got. I've got my Garmin Phoenix 7. This is a little battery bank, which has got all of the batteries for my filming equipment, which I will show you in a minute. I am taking this little speaker. This is a boom pod, so just in case we are in the tent for a little while. It weighs nothing. I don't really need to be taking it, to be honest. It's a bit of a luxury item, but it's nice to have a little bit of music in the tent at night, especially if it's raining and we've got nothing else to do and we're spending a few hours in the tent. So I'm going to be taking that along, along with my Garmin InReach Mini 2. Filming equipment, I'm taking the DJI Action 3, which I've got housed, as you can see, in this little wind protector, which is actually really good. Actually does a really good job of protecting the sound from the wind, and it also protects the camera a bit as well, which is quite good. Yeah, so taking the Action 3 along, that'll be my primary filming camera, which is what these batteries are for. So I've made a bit of a boob. I've actually bought this tripod along, which I'm not taking this. I'm taking another one, but I haven't got that on me, unfortunately. So, I'll put the specs of the one that I am taking, but I will be taking a selfie stick to obviously film myself as I'm going along. Just not that one. The one I'm taking is actually a lot smaller. This one's huge, absolutely massive, which I don't need. I will also be taking the DJI Pocket 2, which I can't show you because you are watching it via that device. So yeah, I can't show you that, but I will be taking that along as well with me. And I'm also going to be taking this, which is the DJI mic. This is the Mic 1, the first version of it. Right, so other little bags that I'll be taking. I've got this little collection of bags. These are from Wild Sky Gear, little DCF bags. This one here is kind of a, what do you call it, a ditty bag, or it's just a bag full of bits and bobs. So I've got some tissues. I've got this little cloth thing that Paul gave me before he went on the West Highland Way, before he went on the PCT. I'm going on the West Highland Way. Taking some insect protector. There's not a huge amount left in that actually, but hopefully we shouldn't need it. But it is Scotland, obviously it's known for midges, but it's the end of April we're doing it, so it shouldn't be a problem, but just in case. And taking a couple of packets of antibacterial hand wipes, taking some antibacterial hand gel. I've got some Compeed, a little Nivea stick for my lips, and then a couple of towels. So taking both of these are the Airlight towels from Sea to Summit. There's a little tiny one here which I will primarily use probably for just wiping the tent down if it's wet, and then this slightly larger one which I'll be using when having showers. Oh, and these couple of things here which are for ticks. Right, I've got this little pouch here which has got a few little bits and bobs in. It's not a huge amount in here basically, but it's got my this is the Juice number 2 trowel, which I will probably need at some point, and it's just got basically a few bits and bobs. So it's got just some patches here, some tenacious tape, etc, etc. Not much else in there really, to be honest. This is my first aid kit, which I've just stocked up on. I'll be taking basically, I won't go through it all, but basically I've got some antihistamines because it's hay fever season is just starting. I've got some ibuprofen, some paracetamol, some Compeed, and then just a few plasters. And then my toiletries bag. In here I've got some earplugs, which I will need for sleeping. I've got some of this Trust deodorant. This actually needs to get a new one of these, and it's supposed to keep you fresh for about 6 days. I don't know how true that is, especially when you're hiking, but it is supposed to be longer lasting than normal deodorant, and I have used it quite a bit, and I think it does actually work. Some toothpaste. I'm actually taking 2. This is the new one, and I'm just going to finish off the remainder of that one as well. And then my toothbrush. It's just this light plastic one. These are really cheap. I've used this quite a few times. I've got about three different ones of these, but they just pack down small and they don't weigh a lot. One other thing that will be going in here as well will be some multi-purpose soap. So when showering, at least there'll be some soap to wash our hair in and wash ourselves in. We will be out for 7 days on the trail after all. Right, rain jackets. So this is going to be needed at some point, I am sure. This is from Decathlon. This is a really good jacket. I've had this for about 3 years now, I think, and I've recently reproofed it. It's not the lightest, it weighs almost 600 grams. I actually do have another jacket coming. I have one coming from Outdoor Vitals in the States, and it's a lightweight waterproof jacket. I think it weighs around 250 grams, so it's about half the weight of this, but I'm not entirely sure I'm going to get that in time. So this is probably what I will be taking along. Waterproof bottoms. These are the Downpour Eco Pants. Again, I think they'll be needed at some point. They're really lightweight. Biggest problem with those is they don't have pockets, which is a bit annoying, but I'll be taking a couple of pairs of gloves. So I've got these Caramel gloves. Yes, they are dirt cheap. This is actually my second pair of Caramel gloves. They are dirt cheap, but they work really well, and they only cost like £6 or something. So I'm happy to take those along. And then I'll be taking these waterproof gloves. These are my Extremities X-Dry gloves. I wouldn't say they're that waterproof, but it's good to have a second pair of gloves in case one gets soaked through. I am taking along these for camp. These are just like really lightweight. Paul actually bought me these. Paul's bought me loads of stuff. These are from Farpoint camp gloves. So when I get to camp, these can keep my hands a little bit warm. They're fingerless gloves, and the same for camp socks, again from Farpoint. They weigh absolutely nothing. They pack down to absolutely nothing. But these are good for like putting on your feet and then putting socks over the top of them, and they do keep your feet nice and warm. So they're good for camp. In terms of hiking socks, so I am taking 3 pairs of hiking socks and also some waterproof socks. So the waterproof socks I'm taking some seal skins, which again I think I'm probably going to need these, but these are great, and these do really keep your feet dry, and they're good for camp as well. So when you get to camp, if you've got wet shoes and you've got your dry socks on, all you can do is just put these over your camp socks, and then put your shoes or your boots back on, and it'll keep your socks nice and dry. To hiking, I've got 2 pairs of Smart Wool socks and these Bridgedale liner socks to go with it. I always hike in liners. I've got 2 pairs of those, and then I've also got these Injinji socks with some more Bridgedale liners. So yeah, 3 pairs of socks. It's worth having enough socks because you don't want to be hiking in wet socks at all. Underpants, I am taking these. These are, I can't remember the name of them. What are they called? Oh yeah, these are the Isobar pants. They're not the lightest, but I find them really comfy to hike in, and I'm going to be taking 3 pairs of those. For when I get to camp, I've got my Rab beanie, which I use all the time. It's looking a bit tatty now, but I do love this Rab beanie. This is the filament beanie. I've also got these. This is the Rab. This is like a collection of, these are all kind of like made from the same material and stuff, I think. So this is the Conduit Crew base layer. So when I get to camp, I'll be putting that on. It's always nice to get into some nice dry gear when you get to camp. And then the same then for the leggings, base layer leggings. Cap. I've got this. I've had this for quite a while now. This is the Pentagon cap. It's a foldable cap, so you can just stash it away when not using it. And for traveling, which I really like. And yeah, it's a good cap. I like it. It's comfy. Does its job. It's could be one of the cheapest bits of gear that I've got. This is the multi-mat sits pad. I've had this for absolutely years. I think I bought it for like £3 or something, and yeah, really just for sitting on. It's lightweight. I put it on the outside of my bag. And then stuff that I will be hiking in. So I have got this Rab. It's kind of a fleecy top. It's called the Geon Pull On. I remember when I bought this, actually, I wasn't too sure whether, I think I got it in a sale from Go Outdoors. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to actually enjoy using it, but I've used this so much. It does a really great job in kind of fringe conditions where it's not freezing cold, but it's not particularly warm, and it can range from being, you can be hiking in it when it's freezing cold and then go through to kind of like, you know, 10, 11, 12 degrees, and it still seems to keep you quite cool, so I don't tend to overheat in it. Obviously if you get up to much higher temperatures then you don't want to be wearing it, but and it keeps you nice and warm around camp as well. So that's that. I'll be hiking obviously in the same pants, the Isobar pants, and I'll be taking this t-shirt. This is a mountain equipment t-shirt. I'm only taking one t-shirt with me. I probably should be taking two, but I'm only going to be taking one. In fact, do I? Actually, I might take two. I might take my Rab t-shirt as well, so I will add that to the list. I haven't got that here though. And then trousers, I have got these. This is the Ascender AS pants. I've had these for years. I've used them to death. I think I've used them on pretty much every hike and wild camp I've done. They're looking really tatty now, but they're really comfy, and I really like hiking in them. I'll probably buy another pair of these when these do eventually wear out as well. So one of the only other things that I'll be taking will be this for the bottom of the tent, just to keep this sleeping pad protected, and it keeps the floor of the tent nice and warm. But I won't be carrying that. I'm going to get Emma to carry that, but she doesn't know that yet. But sorry, Emma, you're going to be carrying this because it does take up. Whilst it doesn't weigh much, it does take up quite a bit of room in the backpack. So actually, one thing that I haven't got here is on my shoes. So I am going to be taking some Topo Athletic suits. I am struggling with shoes a little bit and deciding what are the best shoes to use. I really do struggle with hiking shoes. I really like Vivo Barefoots, and I use them a lot, but I don't particularly like them for long distances because I find I do get really bad foot fatigue with them. So I was taking the Topo Athletics. I find them really comfy. Blister wise they seem okay, but I do find them a bit tight. But hopefully I will be okay wearing those. So yeah, I haven't got those to show, unfortunately. So that's essentially it. That's all the gear that I'm taking on the West Highland Way. Obviously I'm not doing this ultralight. I don't want to do it ultralight, but I will be fairly light. I will put the my base weight on the screen, which I'm hazarding a guess will come out at around between 10 and 11 kilo. I'm thinking that's what my base weight is. I could be wrong, but I will put that on the screen. Right, I will be doing a West Highland Way video, and hopefully this time I will make it. I'm doing it in 7 days time from this point. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope we get some decent weather. Thanks for joining me on this little gear out video. If you've got any questions or comments, please do leave them below. And please do like and subscribe as well. And if you want to see the West Highland Way video, which I may do in various parts, I'll see how it goes. As always, stay safe, keep on trekking. I'll see you on the West Highland Way.